So here I am sat in Reading Town Centre, probably 50 yards away from the Oracle Centre, and 50 yards away from where I'm going to live for the next year. Yeah. So the story goes, she wore the clothes. Been looking. My travelling has to stop. This year I haven't been doing so much of it anyway because my dad's now in a care home and not well. Cheers. So a few of my close friends know that I've been dossing on my daughter's sofa, and it's not really ideal. It's not ideal for her, it's not ideal for me, but we get on great and we help each other out and we do loads of stuff together. But I just almost kept thinking, well, I was kind of waiting for the day where I could go travelling again. But in some respects, although my dad's really not well now, he's not really that weak, I don't think. So without labouring on that point, I just needed somewhere to live for a year. I nearly got a place back in Soho. It was 1850, got some peanuts. 1850 for a studio. Right in Marshall Street where I used to live, tiny little studio, steps going up, and the steps going up wasn't ideal because, again, a few of you know my right knee was going to need replacing at some point, and so yeah, 1850 for studio, and then by the time, no outside space, by the time you rent that, with all your utilities and all your travelling, from coming back at the moment, I've been seeing my dad virtually every day. So I've looked at Reading a few times and considered it. And I'll show you in a minute. There's an old building called Jackson's. It was an old, traditional old store, like a clothing store, I think. It's right in the centre of the town. Again, I'll turn the camera around in a bit and give you a little view. Anyway, they've refurbished a lot of the old building, but in the old car park of the building, they'd also built like high-rise, 4 floors of flats. So that door there, it could be the local to my new pub because it's a really quirky old pub. Anyway, so back to the flat. It's 1 bed, brand new, nobody's lived in it. Got 2 little balconies, one you can actually sit on and one you can look out. I've got done a little clip of a video of that. They didn't want me videoing the rest of the flat, which is fair enough, but there is a little outside space which is not overlooked at all, where you can sit and have tea, coffee, food, beer, whatever really. So that was all good. So I've just sent the email to confirm I want it. Instead of it being 1850 or £2,000 for studios in Soho, there is a couple of tiny 1 beds in Soho for £2,000. This is a big 1 bed. They call it the penthouse because it's got 2 balconies. One you can just about sit out on, but the other one is a really nice balcony you can sit out on easily. 4 or 6 people can sit out on it. Nobody looking into you at all, the way it's set up. Brand spanking new, dishwasher, washing machine, all the mod cons. £1,350. 1 bed. It's unfurnished, which isn't the end of the world apart from the bed, I suppose, and a wardrobe. So I'm going to have to get that sorted out. And I live here a year, maybe I'll end up living here 2 years, who knows. The good thing about it being a bit cheaper means I still can go on holidays. I won't be travelling as much, but I'll be able to go on holidays. So I might go in and give you a little sneak view of the pub. It's got beer mats all on the ceiling. It's one of them old, really old quirky pubs. And I'll give you a little look around the bottom end of the town once I finish my beer. and I'll say cheers to you. The other great thing is, it's because I got rail card, it's £5 return from Didcot Parkway to Reading. It takes 14 minutes. It's only half an hour if I want to go into London, and it's also on the Elizabeth line. So I can get the Elizabeth train from Reading. I can also get trains to Gatwick airport as well for holidays from Reading, so much easier. And even the late night trains coming out of central London, there's a late one that goes to Reading, it doesn't go to Didcot, so I can be even a little bit late when I visit my friends in Didcot, which I will do obviously quite a lot. But realistically, proper one bed, it's totally secure, it's got gates on the back access, I'll show you all that in a bit. So I can up and go for a few weeks as and whenever, and that's it really, done deal. I'll show you around now. So here we are, pint finished. Don't know if it's a good start or a bad start. Good in a way, but there's a police vehicle over there. There's a guy coming down on his bike, like a delivery guy. And the police come the other way, and they knew exactly what they wanted, and they apprehended him. And he's already in the back of the Black Maria, as we used to call it. So I'll have a little look inside this pub. Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much, mate.
Cheers. See you again. Might be moving in next door, so I'm making a little video to show nice little quirky pub as well. I'm going to be a tenant. So the ale house, look, that's just did a little video walking in, didn't I? And I was talking, and then I totally got to meet the guy, the landlord's guy called Carl. It's a proper quirky little pub, like the Heart, with all the beer mats on the ceiling. So that's going to be definitely one of my regular joints. Literally there is the entrance, one of the entrances to the Oracle Centre. Down there is the rest of Reading, west of Reading. If you go down Lloyd's Bank there, turn right, the train station is 5 minutes walk. So it's got a Gales Bakery, look, which is quite good. Be able to get a nice little croissant. That place, Prezzo's there. The George Hotel, I remember staying in the George Hotel once when I couldn't get, I was going to stay in Reading late one night, and we booked the George Hotel. So there's another way through to the train station there. And then this way, Starbucks, look, it's like 50 yards from where I am. The village, I don't know what that is. It's might be another little shopping centre, isn't it? A little mini shopping centre I've never seen. And I mean, again, look up, because Reading does have some nice, interesting old buildings. This place is quite nice. I haven't been in yet, but I will go and investigate in there. It's got an outside beer garden out the back. The botanist does food, does beer. Look at that building. So there'll be some buildings to view. I'm going to cross over now because I'm already in the pub, which was 2 minutes away. I'm already at Jackson's. So that's like the front of the building. You can't quite see because it's only 4 floors high. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same height as the building actually. But the flat that I've put an offer in, or I've offered the asking price rent, it looks out over this way. So it looks out over the top of all that, and it looks out, and there's nobody obstructing your view, which is really nice. Oracle Shopping Centre, everything goes on there. Honest Burger. Jackie will know this area very well. And there's the river that way. Lots of flats there. There's another set of flats up there I'm just going to look at. I was talking to Carl, the landlord, and he was telling me how good the buses are here. But really, I don't need a bus to go anywhere, because all I do need is... I left the door open. That's a bit naughty, isn't it? I just need to be able to walk to the train station. So this is the way in, which they should have that door locked. Down there, that's the back way in to the flat, and the flat is the top of the flat up there. Can't see it. I think there's about, I think he said there were 20 flats in the building. I'll just show my daughter, do a little, because I couldn't really work that out. But yeah, it's perfect. So yeah, I will be telling them not happy they've left the main security door open, because you really don't want that. But I know what they're doing. They are showing other people in there. The market house, that's another, well, that's pub and accommodation. Look. There is, that's Chancellor's, the agents. They had it on. Oh, about 3 people had it on, to be fair. And I think if I cross over, I might, when I go this way a bit, I might be able to see the back of the building, the top of the building. But look, it's going to do me for a year. I can't keep travelling. Every time I travel, I was worried about my dad. I felt guilty about it. Corn Exchange, look at that. Looks like it's a food market, this one. It's a bit like Berwick Street, isn't it? Not really, no. Nothing could be like Soho, but that's okay. That's acceptable. It's not Soho rent either, is it? Flat like that with outside space, Soho would be, I would guess, 2,500. Yeah, I can't see the top of the building from there. So yeah, 2.5 grand as opposed to 1,300. So, and at 1,300 it gives me the opportunity, bearing in mind it'd be £1,000 for a 1-bed in Didcot now, where I would need a car. I don't need a car here. I can walk to Reading mainline station, and I can get anywhere you like. Be interested if Jackie makes any comment. Jackie Hoodbard, she lives in Reading. A little bit more on the outskirts, I think, but those buildings there, we're going to go there in a minute. That's a new block that's being built right by the train station. And so this is, what is it? It's obviously a church. St Lawrence's Church. Down the back you got, it's not bad for me, is it? Marks and Spencer's food hall. Quite happy about that. What's that? 200 yards from my flat? My flat, you like that? The pantry, that looks nice, doesn't it? Karen's like going there, I got a feeling. We go sit outside and have a little cafe kitchen. O'Neill's. Not for me really, I'm more of a pantry man than O'Neill's. Fish finger sandwich, Plowman's. Definitely more of a pantry person than O'Neill's. You know, I suppose if you do get drunk, you maybe got somewhere late to go with O'Neill's, but wouldn't be a big concern of mine. Marks and Sparks, Monk's Retreat. I think that's quite a famous pub. I mean, look at these buildings here. That's the old town hall. Look at that. Amazing. Really nice building. Monk's Retreat. Going to be marginally rude and say for my northern friends who keep coming down to Soho and moaning about the price, you can go to the Monk's Retreat or you can go to O'Neill's. And I'm sure, same as in London there, I'm sure either of them the price point will be okay for you folk who moan about the price of central London. Slug and lettuce, I've eaten in there, had a drink in there. So we're kind of walking now from the station. No, we're walking from the flat to the station. Walkabout. Again, you know what? I'm really done with most of them sort of places like that. So it looks like I'm going to become a London resident. No. Looks like I'm going to become a Reading resident for a little while. Let's see what happens. Maybe because I've had no fixed abode for 6 months or more, I might find it difficult. It's certainly a problem because my passport also needs renewing. It runs out at the end of this year. So I kind of not having any fixed abode, even for the money I was trying to invest, it was very difficult without. I use Marshall Street most of the time, so I use my old Soho address. But yeah, not very easy if you haven't got a fixed abode to do anything really. Signing off. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. There'll be some videos of Reading, but also because of the price of it, I can have just ordinary holidays. Can't do full-on travelling, but I can have some holidays, and I can also keep an eye on my dad as well. Bless you all. Like and subscribe.